still in Skellydun here, and today marks the first day of this new thing that I'm trying. It's called QmeAyou, because I'm brilliant with coming up with names. It's basically how it's going to go down is that every week, us collectively as Skellyduns, Skellies, whatever frick we are called, are going to pick a topic off my Tumblr, and you're going to Q me, and I'm going to A you, and we're going to try to take this life journey together, and yeah. So this week's topic is gender and sexuality, and I narrowed it down to 10 questions that I got the most of, and if I don't answer your question, don't come at me with pitchforks and anger and faces. I just message me again. Come off and on, message me, keep messaging me until I answer you, because that's the best way to get my attention. Alright, so I want to start this off by saying I don't know everything. I want to say that I do, but I do not. So if I say something that's not correct, correct me. I'm still learning. I'm learning as much as you guys are learning. We are taking this journey together. Alright, so first question. What is panromantic asexual? There are so many different kinds of asexuality. And like, gender and sexuality is the most confusing thing. Except for like math. Math and then gender and sexuality, that's how that goes. They're so close. It's all confusing. So I'm not going to go into the detail of how many different asexualities there are and what they are and all that, because I'm just going to talk about what I am, because that's what the question is. I identify as asexual. I just use it as a blanket term, meaning I don't want or desire really to have sex. It's like, I don't want your woobly-doo to touch my waha or my waha to go into your walloopy-doo. I don't want that. That's okay. You keep your woohoo over there. It's just how I am. Kissing is enough for me. We don't have to, ever. That's fine with me. If I never do the do again, that's okay. But like, if my partner wants to have sex, I will. Because some asexuals will have sex. Some might desire it with a specific person. And some, might be repulsed by it and never want to do it ever. That's okay. But me, I just don't enjoy it. But I will have sex with someone that I really love. Panromantic, that means I'm attracted to everybody. I don't care what you got going downstairs. I don't even care if you have it downstairs. I mean, I might be a little confused, but I will still love you and like you. What are my pronouns? They, them. And I want to say, if you are new to changing your pronouns up, you will slip up. It is okay. I slip up. Because you go, I'm 19, you go from like birth to age 17 using the same name and the same pronouns, and then one day you're like, I'm going to change it up because this is not how I feel anymore. You will mess up. You will refer to yourself as the pronoun that you don't want to, and it will happen. It is okay. Not everyone goes from like using he, she to they, them perfectly. It doesn't. You will mess up. Don't think any less of yourself, because everybody does. When did I realize I was asexual? Let's see. I'm a sophomore in college, and I figured out I was asexual probably around sophomore, junior, senior year of high school, because I've had boyfriends, had girlfriends, and sex was always on the table for them. They were always like, alright, woohoo, let's go do that. And I was like, I don't want to sit at this table. I want to be like over there. You have fun. You eat by yourself. I thought I was broken for a really long time, because everyone in high school is always like, yeah, parties, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and I was like, wow, no. But, yeah, so I took to Google real quick, probably like my junior year, and I was like, hey, I don't like to have sex, and it just popped up, and I read about it, and I watched some videos. So if you don't figure out your gender or sexuality by like the age of 4 and it takes you 19 years, that's okay. Some people are early bloomers. Like, if you know that you're not who you are at the age of 5, congratulations. But if it took you like 25 years and you are turning 26 next year and you're like, wow, I might be asexual, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. Everyone figures it out at different moments, okay? Doesn't make you any less of what you are. How to figure out your sexuality. I don't want to say this because it's such a boring, bland, cliche answer, but experimenting helps. Experimenting, Google, just start Googling all these different sexualities, talk to people that you know, join clubs. I don't want to say this because I don't watch this, but porn, my friend used that, If you watch two girls kissing and you feel something in your chest, then you might be gay. If it turns you off, then you know, okay? Yeah, and if you've got a best friend who's like also confused, kiss. Just kiss each other. So like, hey, let's kiss. I'm confused, and they'll be like, oh my god, me too. And then you kiss. And if it's weird, then it's weird, and you know, and then you have answers. Clubs, GSAs, they're pretty cool. I mean, you don't have to like be gay to go join the gay club. You can still be questioning. You can still be an ally. It's okay. Google, I literally typed in I don't like to have sex, and asexuality popped up, and I read about it, and that's how I knew. Who was the first person I told, and how did they react? Okay, so freshman year of high school, I liked girls, so I was labeled a lesbian. Told my friend. She didn't like to change in the same room as me. She wouldn't go swimming with me. I remember her specifically telling me that we went swimming together. That's disgusting. And I'm like, it's not how it works. Okay. Sophomore year of high school, I liked my best friend. He was a boy. I was labeled bisexual. She was a little more comfortable with that. And then junior year, I decided that I wasn't comfortable in my skin, and I didn't like being called she or anything like that. So I came out as transgender to her, and then we stopped being friends. It's gonna happen. People that you think are your best friends will not be once you decide to be who you really are. And that's okay, because you know what? 2 years later, I have the best friends. Everyone in my circle accepts me, and it's great. It feels good. So if you lose somebody because of you coming out, know that it was 100%, as cliche as it sounds, it gets so much better. You will find people. Join that GSA. You will find people like you. How to know someone's pronouns. You're not going to know someone's pronouns. What I do now, and it's really hard, and I'm flipping my nose ring, I apologize. Okay, what's really hard to know, because now that I'm educated, I just use they, because you're not going to know. Like, you're not going to see someone passing and know, like, well, that's a girl. Like, you don't know that. So I use they, and what you don't realize is that a lot of people use they. You use it day to day. Like, is Pizza Man here? No, they're not. Did the male person come? No, they didn't. That person over there, they are really attractive. You use it. It's easy. What I usually do is I'll use they, and they'll either be like, why are you calling me they? And I'm like, oh, I don't know your pronouns. What do you prefer? And they'll tell me, and if they have common courtesy, they'll ask about mine, and then you have that 2-minute weird conversation, and it's done forever, and you guys know. Or you can just be, there's no really other way to do it than be straight up, and just be like, what are your pronouns? It's a weird conversation to have, because they'll either know right away, or they'll be confused, and you just explain it real quick, and then you never talk about it again, and it's out there, and you know. Alright, good way to come out as gay, transgender, bisexual, anything. I just want to say that if you are not in a good environment, and if you are in a homophobic environment, if you are in a transphobic environment, if you are not in an environment that you are comfortable coming out in, don't come out. It's okay. If you don't tell anybody, it doesn't make you any less of what you are. You are still whatever you identify as, or whatever gender you are, if you don't tell anyone. And if you have this burning need to tell someone, and you can't tell your parents, or you can't tell your best friend, come to me. Drop me an ask. Say, hey, I'm gay. I'll be like, I will send you a paragraph long telling me how I am proud of you for having the courage to at least tell me, to at least know this, to at least have figured this out. Or if you're like, hey, I'm questioning I might be gay, but I'm really scared, I will try to help you. I will say, hey, it's okay. Everybody does. And I just want to say, if you're trying to tell your parents, they don't know. They aren't educated. And I'm going to say it again, they do not know everything. They do not know everything. So if you're like, hey mom, I'm transgender, or hey mom, I'm panromantic asexual, she might say gesundheit, because it sounds like that, okay? You have to educate them, because they don't know. And not all of them, not all your parents are going to come out with a positive reaction, because it's scary. It's a scary thing for them, because you know that you might have not always been their son. But for them to one day have a son, and then the next day to them have a daughter, that's scary and that's confusing, but it'll be okay. Just, what I did is I started dropping hints. I was like, hey mom, Caitlyn Jenner came out as transgender, even though I don't identify as any gender right now. Not by, I don't have a label right now. But I was like, Caitlyn Jenner Jenner came out as transgender. She's a she. Woohoo! And then my mom's like, oh, transgender, that's what that is. Or, hey, Mom, Angelina Jolie's bisexual. Whoa! Like, you just drop some hints and then try to educate them as best as they can. And if they don't want to be educated, it'll suck. It'll suck. And if you come out and they're not supportive, it sucks. But you will move out and you will make new friends and you will find people that accept you. So if your parents don't accept you, I'm sorry. I know it hurts and it sucks, and I'm there with you because I'm literally right there with you. But we will find people that do. So my best advice, I know this is horrible, and I hope, like, if someone's like, oh wow, this didn't really help me, in the comments, some of you guys can be like, wow, this is what I did. I dropped hints, I told them, I educated them, I gave them links, I sent them videos, and my parents watched them, and we watched them together. And they came around to the idea slowly, and it's not going to happen overnight, and it might take years, but they will come around to the idea. Okay, next one. What's the difference between bisexual and pansexual? So what I know it to be is that bisexual, you like girls and guys, and pansexual, you like everybody. You like girls, guys, agenders, non-binary people, you like trans people, you like people who don't identify as anything, and that's that. But if you're bisexual, you strictly like girls and guys. Advice. Well, I need your advice if you can't label your gender but aren't cis. If you aren't cisgender, which means you aren't, like, born as what you are, and you can't label your gender, I would just say, what I say is that I'm genderless right now. I know that's kind of weird to say. I don't really like labels, so it's kind of hard for me to answer this. Can't label your gender, but you aren't cis. I would basically, I would just not go with a label for right now. I know that sounds weird, and just look up all the different genders that there are until you find the one that is what you want to call yourself. Because what I did is I Googled all these, like, it comes up with so many, just like different types of genders. And it'll come up, and it'll come up with definitions, and you read, and you're like, this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me. So that's, like, the best way to do it. I mean, right now I identify as genderless, and that's pretty weird to say, but you can call yourself non-binary. That's where you don't fit into either gender. I'm sorry, I didn't really answer this question. But if you guys have an answer for me, please tell me, because I would like to know. Can I still be bisexual if I only ever date guys? This question made me want to, like, it's so bad that's even a question. Yes. If you're with a boyfriend and you see a girl over there and she makes your heart do flips, but you still want to marry your boyfriend, yes, you're bisexual. If you think girls are really hot and you want to marry a girl and you want to kiss girls, but you are still liking men, you're bisexual. If you like girls and guys, but you only ever want to date a guy, you're bisexual. If you're dating a chick and you only ever want to kiss chicks, but you know what, that guy over there, he's really nice, and you really like boys too, but you only ever see yourself with a girl, you're bisexual. Okay? I wish we could stop erasing bisexuality so that answer is common, but it's hard, I guess, for people to educate, to include the B in LGBTQ. How to bind and where to close shop. Okay. Do not use ace bandages, or I will come to your house and I will slap you. I will slap you, because that is not good for you, dude. Don't do it. It'll hurt and it'll damage you. So, binders. I'm gonna include some links where to buy them if you can't afford them, because they're like $30-40. Sports bras. I started out with sports bras, and then what I would do is you wear the tightest sports bra, not like tight that'll hurt, but like your size. And then I would wear like a wife beater or like a tank top, and then a shirt. And it doesn't take, it doesn't compress your chest completely, but it helps. It'll make you feel a little bit better. People ask me what kind of binder I prefer. I like the ones that stop here, because if I wear the other one, I can't ever really get it off. And I know it's supposed to be easy, but it suctions everything, and I just feel really weird. So please be careful when binding. Please do not do ace bandages. And don't wear a sports bra that's like 80 times too tight, because you'll hurt yourself. Where do I clothes shop? If you're short, I'm short and I'm a small dude. I'm 5'2". I shop at Forever 21. Forever 21 has the perfect sizes because it doesn't hang. They have extra smalls, they have smalls. Their jeans, they have really small sizes. Forever 21, H&M. I used to shop at PacSun, but they started putting like walruses on their button-ups and weed leaves, and I'm like, I can't do this. That's so weird. And I also got this question a lot, even though it has nothing to do with gender and sexuality. What is my favorite type of dog? All dogs. All dogs. Is that even a question? All dogs. Alright, so I hope this answered some of your questions. If not, I'm sorry. Come at me in my inbox and leave a comment about what you guys want the next Q&A to be about. Or the QmeAyou to be about. Thanks for watching, and it does get better.